Permit me to address many things at the same time. Talking about lifestyle medicine, the whole thing about lifestyle medicine. It's true. I'm talking about it many times, and many as the kind of asking, what is it? What am I talking about? Concretely, what is it actually? You know, I was reading again a few days ago about metabolic disease, diabetes, the complication of diabetes, the high blood pressure, the complications, and how does the whole things come about? And astonishingly, I failed or I stumbled on a the part on the book that says metabolic disease were also known as insulin resistant disease. As a matter of fact, all the metabolic disease you've come to hear about, diabetes, high blood pressure, obesity, polycystic ovarian syndrome, the autoimmune disease, the arthritis, all of those diseases that are termed to be metabolic, they were known to be insulin resistant disease. So they are also called insulin resistant disease. Simply for a single reason, insulin is at the center of all of those diseases. The resistance of your cells to insulin is what is causing the damage that lead to those diseases. Is it the diabetes? Is it the high blood pressure? Is it the obesity? They are all related to insulin resistance. Polycystic ovarian syndrome, they are all related to insulin resistance. So, what does this mean, or how do you develop insulin resistance? You can look at it this way. You have your cells that have been exposed to a high level of insulin for a long period of time. Maybe because you're consuming a lot of sugary substances. It can be sugar drinks. It can be high carb diets. It can be processed food that are very rich in processed sugar, and it can also be due to the fact that you have been exposed chronically to stress, which leads in your system to release these hormones known as stress hormones, cortisol, that have opposite effect to insulin, which means those hormones stimulate the release of insulin in your system. So, exposed to this environmental factor and dietary factor for a long period of time, it causes your cells to be exposed to higher amounts of insulin. And in the long run, they won't longer respond to the quantity of insulin that's being released by your pancreas. So it leads to the point where the insulin that your pancreas will release will no longer be able to activate the receptors at the cells that will leave the glucose to enter the cells. Is it like level your muscles, your organs like your liver, your brain, and your main organs that are supposed to use the glucose. So this leads to a situation where you have the glucose in the blood, but the insulin cannot let them into the cells because your cells are becoming resistant to the insulin. And the feedback goes back to the pancreas that there's not enough insulin because glucose is present in the blood. So the pancreas keeps releasing insulin in a high quantity, and in the long run, the pancreas as well will get tired. That's where you start having a failure of your beta cells in the pancreas, because the beta cells in the pancreas are the cells that are responsible to release insulin. So they get tired and the pancreas are failing. So you fall into a cycle of insulin resistance and reduced insulin secretion. That's where you start having the sugar present in your blood in a high quantity. It turns to be diabetes. The insulin resistance at the level of your fat cells, or at the level of your organs, because they become resistant to insulin. The insulin grains or the increased quantity of insulin in your blood have effects. One of the effect that it puts you to a mode of fat saving mode. Yes, increased quantity of insulin in your blood put you in a fat saving mode. So what will happen is that you will start saving fat more than you were saving before. Why? Because your insulin is increased in the blood. That's where in the polycystic ovarian syndrome you have women that put on weight rapidly. Why? Because they have become resistant to insulin. Therefore, the least food they are eating is being saved up as fat. The least food they are eating is being saved up as fat, and that leads to rapid weight gain. That is insulin resistance as well. And it goes on and on and on. I level your blood vessels. You have your insulin that's normally responsible to activate the release of the nitric factor, the nitric factor that is responsible for the natural dilation of your blood vessels. That cells becoming resistant to insulin, they will no longer be able to activate, or the activation of the release of that factor will no longer be possible. So your cells, your blood vessels become rigid, and they no longer have the possibility to expand, because what is supposed to stimulate them to expand and dilate is no longer possible to be activated by insulin. Why? They have become resistant to insulin. That's when you have the resistance for the blood vessels as a result of the insulin resistance. Then in the long run, you have high blood pressure, and I can go on and on and on. And all of those diseases have complications at level of your kidneys, at level of your liver, at level of your pancreas. You start having organs failing. So we start talking about chronic kidney disease. So talking about pancreas failure, liver failure, because of the accumulation of fat at level of your liver. So talking about non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, which can lead to liver cirrhosis. So I can go on and on and on. So the idea is fight against insulin resistance as much as possible. And that's true lifestyle modification. It's true lifestyle modification. Avoid alcohol as much as possible. Avoid cigarette as much as possible. Eat healthy. Eat healthy, natural as much as possible. Focus on eating natural. In Africa, I always say it, in Africa, we have a variety of food. We have a variety of food, natural source directly from our farms, that you can eat as much as possible. So, what's the principle when it comes to eating healthy? Is to eat natural as much as possible. Avoid sugary drinks. Avoid processed foods. Sugar is our number one enemy. I'll keep saying it. Sugar is our number one enemy. Avoid processed foods. Avoid processed food. They are full of processed sugar. They are full of processed sugar. Those conservatives, most of the time, is processed sugar. Avoid as much as possible. And when it comes to your physical activity, which is lifestyle modification that you need to focus on as well, you have to be active. Quit sedentarity. You have to be active. Strive to live an active life. Be physically active. Walk at least 30 minutes per day. You can decide to take a walk, maybe in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, but it has to be included in your daily routine. Walk for at least 30 minutes. You have to be active. That activeness is going to help you. That activeness is going to work to help you to increase your metabolic rate. So even when you're at the rest, the metabolic rate is high, therefore you are burning energy even at rest. Increase the metabolic rate. And one of the things I also do in my community on a regular basis, I will talk about it regularly to help you reverse insulin resistance, is intermittent fasting. I won't say it enough. Intermittent fasting is in discovery of the century. Fasting is just working as magic in helping to reverse insulin resistance, and the benefits of fasting are just enormous. You're talking about helping to manage your hunger to feeding ratio, because most of the time people don't eat because they're hungry. You will notice even around you, sometimes you eat just because you've seen the food, just because the food was presented to you, or just because you pass around the fast foods shop and then you were attracted to this nice, delicious looking meal and you want to eat. So most of the time we find out that you don't eat because you're hungry, you eat because the food is available. So that ratio of hunger to feeding is going to be stabilized by intermittent fasting. You can go for 2 meals a day, 1 meal a day, as long as you reduce your frequency of eating. Is going to help to reverse the insulin resistance. It's very key. A reversing of the insulin resistance pass as well to or through intermittent fasting. The another benefit of intermittent fasting is that it's going to put you in a mode of fat burning for energy, because the insulin is going to be low in your bloodstream. You're going to be burning more fat. That's where intermittent fasting will also help you to lose weight. That's why intermittent fasting is going to help in your weight loss journey as well. So intermittent fasting is just beautiful, and is key in reversing your insulin resistance. My patients that I follow up for diabetes reversal, one of the things I do on a daily basis is intermittent fasting. It's just so beneficial in helping reversing insulin resistance. Is a key. Is one of the key. Is one of the key. So I also want to pass this in very important information. Our 3 months diabetes reversal program is still open, and you can still join. And I have a very excellent video idea for you that's available for you to watch for free. Enrolling for the program or watching the video is a prerequisite for you to enroll for the program. You have to watch the video completely. It's about 30 to 40-minute video available on our platforms. But if you watch the video and immediately you can enroll for our diabetes reversal program. The 3-month program that will help you establish a lifestyle where we're going to be coaching you. We're going to be coaching you whole or your hand on establishing the lifestyle that will help you not just reversing the diabetes, but having a healthy life in the long run. It's for our well-being. My name is Otto Robert, and I'm the founder of Excellent Health Lifestyle. I share on our platform this beautiful except and strategy that can help you to establish a healthy lifestyle, and I give you the knowledge that will help you understand how you came about with this disease, so that you can fight them with the accurate knowledge or reverse them with the accurate knowledge by establishing a healthy lifestyle that will reverse those pathologies. So see you in the next video. Bye.